Leonidas and the brave 300 are dead.
Have I not given enough for your dream of a united Greece, Themistocles? A king, a husband.
Avenge him.
I'm curious, when you're acting in a film that's as stylized as this, what's the learning curve for figuring out the camera movements and when it's going to be slow motion?
You have no idea. I don't know how they do it, to tell you the truth. I don't know. It was like a normal film. You know, I don't know when they did slow motion or not.
So is it very surprising to sit down and see the end result?
But I haven't seen the film. I'm seeing the film on Tuesday, so it will be a big surprise. I haven't had a chance yet. It's quite mad. But I can't wait to see it because, you know, it's all green screen, so you don't know when you're shooting what it's going to be like. You just, you know, have kind of a little boat, no sea, it's all digital water, and then just green surrounding you. But you kind of have faith because you saw the first 300 and it's striking visually, so you know it's going to look great. But I can't wait to see the film. It's going to be yeah.
So how excited were you when you found out that Queen Gorgo was going to get to come back to the big screen?
I was very excited. I said, "Are you sure?" But okay, seeing as she did live. But it was great to, you know, be able to come back, revisit her, and see it from a different perspective, in the same time frame. You know, kind of interesting idea.
It seems like you've had a lot of roles that have developed fan bases over the years, and I'm curious about Queen Gorgo. As what kind of response do you get from fans who recognize you from the first one?
Well, because it's so long ago, I think people go, "That's not you." So I get that one. But I also got a lady in a coffee shop once who, years ago, and she was like, "Oh my God, it's you. Can you wait there?" And I was like, "Sure." I was having my breakfast. And she came back with her husband, with her wedding album, and they got married as Leonidas and Gorgo in the full costumes.
That's brilliant.
I was like, that's a choice.
I guess, tell me how this one started for you guys. I assume you were both familiar with the original film beforehand.
Absolutely. How did it start for you?
I was in a pub at home, watching some football and soccer, and I received a phone call in a pub, so I had to try and keep myself contained. You know, I was already aware of what 300 is as an entity, and to find out I was going to be included, yeah, made for an emotional pub experience, I guess.
How do you celebrate something like that?
More pints.
In public, like this. Fucking yes, get in. Quite subtle is the key. That's what I'm trying to portray here. So it's just, you kind of just talk. I'd find I was talking to my beer for the first time in my life.
That's fantastic. What about you?
I found out I was in a hotel and I got the call, and you know I was at the same time screaming my head off. There was a little bit of oh shit, I'm in for some serious gym work here.
Yeah.
I'm curious about acting in these films. It seems like in some ways.
Acting. Let's talk about something else.
Well, it must be like a minimalist play in some ways.
Yes, it is. I mean, as you know, as we know now, they half build these environments, so you have to use your imagination a little bit more than if you were in somewhere fully realized. And usually, hopefully, you have another actor to contend with. But when you don't, like when you're on the ships, for instance, and it's just green, 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 and then a painter with a cigarette on his ladder, and you're like, okay, this is just weird. You have to really kind of make believe, you know.
Totally. It is like theatre, you know. You have real actors, and that's what matters. And it's actually great because you know you don't have to stand in the cold on a location somewhere. It's all, you know, in one set, and it's all, you know, they will add magic afterwards.
You just, you know, we just leaned heavily on our fight coordinator and our stuntmen who were, you know, managed to turn us from pompous actors who run around with makeup into looking like we could really take off people's heads. And I think you're just trying to, you know, it looks so fast, but you actually go at about 60 or 70% and slow it down and make the moves, you know, more, I guess, for the camera to make them work. So you're just kind of concentrating on extending that last thing and having it in your face and not trying to, you know, make contact with poor Jake, the stuntman, and actually hurt him, you know.
Does it make it even more exciting to see the final product, seeing it's so different than when it was on set?
I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God.
It blew my socks off. It literally blew my socks off. I still haven't found my socks since watching it. So, that's the recent state of affairs. That's what happened with me. And I'd seen it last Tuesday, and it's Saturday today, so I'm still without socks.
Is it a fun character to play? It seems like having that sort of bloodlust is...
Yeah, so, bloodthirsty, manipulative, you know. She doesn't care. She's like... She is pure evil, but she's extreme. It's fun.
As far as directing approach, how does Zack Snyder compare to Nomura?
They're both, they both have a very loud voice, and I say that with admiration. And they both can, command the huge amount of people it takes in front and behind the camera to make something of this scale, So you need someone who's like, right, this is where we're going, yeah.
I will attack the Greeks with my entire navy.
Just like witches at Black Masses.
He has sold her soul to death himself.
In the fields of bodies burning.
She's going to bring all of hell with her.
As the war machine keeps turning. Oh, Lord,
Today we will dance across the backs of dead Greeks.
You're no god. You're just a man.
Choose your glory! And let it be shown that we chose to die on our feet rather than live on our knees.